Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And I got one for you straight from San Diego, a San Diego 2 to 3 year police veteran, if you want to call him that, who got into some hot water being in the back seat with a female detainee that he was taking to a detention center. So he got his hand caught in the cookie jar, literally, and he got fired and or resigned as a result. Talk about dumb. Here we go. San Diego police officer resigns after getting locked in the back seat with female detainee. Former SDPD officer Anthony Hare radioed for help to get out of the back seat of his police cruiser after the door closed and locked him in. A San Diego Department police officer resigned from his post after he accidentally locked himself in the back seat with a woman for more than an hour while he was transporting her to Las Colinas Women's Detention Center. In adherence to California law, San Diego police released its internal investigation into the then officer Anthony Hare and the events that took place on August 15, 2023. The investigation resulted in Hare's resignation the following month. So the ride to Las Colinas on the night of August 15, 2023, the 2-year police veteran, Hare was one of several officers to help with the arrest of 2 people suspected of car theft. One of the people arrested was an unidentified woman who also had a bench warrant out for her arrest. SDPD police officer Hare was asked to take the woman to the police headquarters and then to the Las Colinas Detention Center in Sante. Here's how their conversation went in the car. Minutes into the transport, Hare and the woman began to speak. Their conversation was picked up by Hare's body camera that was attached to his uniform. The woman, she says, "Are you married?" Officer Hare said, "Why are you asking that?" The woman said, "You're not too bad. What's it gonna hurt me if I work the system? You know what I mean? That's the way I see this shit." Hare continued driving towards police headquarters. Minutes later, the body camera microphone picked up moans coming from the back seat. This is what the female detainee said. "Are you single?" Officer Hare, "Yeah, but you're not." The conversation then turned illicit. The woman said, "I'm down to F right now." Hare said, "Don't say that right now. Don't say that right now because everything is being recorded right now." For the next several minutes, as Hare sped towards Las Colinas, little could be heard between the two. As he approached Las Colinas, Hare asked what the woman was doing in the back seat. His police cruiser then slowed down and Hare turned off his body camera. He turned it off. According to GPS tracking system inside Hare's police cruiser, Hare's car quickly slowed to 7 miles per hour before turning down a dark residential street just blocks away from Las Colinas. At 1:34 a.m., Hare's police cruiser stopped. So here's the investigation. More than 20 minutes after the police cruiser stopped, Hare called a fellow officer asking if he had a master key for the patrol cars. In a subsequent interview, the unnamed officer described the conversation to internal affairs investigators. He said, "I heard and noticed Officer Hare had a panicky voice," said the officer. "I asked him if he was okay. He said yes, and then asked if I had my patrol car key with me. I asked him why was he asking me that and what did he need. Officer Hare then asked me if I could go meet him. I asked him his location and he said near Cottonwood. I asked him why he needed me, and he said he would tell me when I got there. He said he was really embarrassed. Also, after some back and forth, Hare finally said that he was locked in the back seat of his police cruiser with a woman that he was transporting to Las Colinas. At 2:40 a.m., after more than an hour in the back seat with the woman, a supervisor arrived and opened the door. Throughout the investigation, Hare maintained that he was checking on the woman and the car door accidentally shut on him. As for his body camera turning off, Hare told investigators that he knocked the camera off of his clip while getting out of the cruiser. Investigators later interviewed the woman, who said that nothing inappropriate happened in the backseat of the cruiser. The department did tests on Hare's clothes for semen and found traces on his belt. He resigned on September 14, 2023, less than a month after the incident. So, as he said, nothing took place, and then they did a test kit and found semen on his belt and his pants. Something must have taken place. What in the world could this 2-year veteran or newbie of the San Diego Police Department could have been thinking? He's been in that police car, for 2 years. He has to know that there are automatic lock doors on the back seats that you can't get out if you're sitting in the back. How did the door get closed? I mean, if they had locks and unlocks where detainees could get out even though they're handcuffed, then you have a possibility for somebody to escape. He should have known that. And while he pulled over with GPS, body cam footage, everything now is videotaped and surveillanced. Technology has made great advancements. Maybe 30 years ago, he could have gotten away with going in the back seat and doing something inappropriate, allegedly, with a detainee. I'm sure that has happened innumerable amount of times. But in 2024, what in the world could he be thinking? The door got shut, and then he gets locked in the back seat. If this is not the greatest example of getting your hand caught in the cookie jar, I don't know what to tell you. It's obvious that this San Diego police officer needed to resign. There was a certain level of hubris to his authority position with being a police officer and with a detainee, and she is offering herself allegedly to him. Even if he decided to go with that, he's in a lose-lose situation. She's detained to be arrested. She's in his vehicle. He's a police officer. He's in a position of authority. Even if she said it was okay and then eventually told somebody and it got back to the department, he's in a world of trouble. Is going to lose his job and possibly get criminally charged. What in the world could he have been thinking? 2 years on the force, going to the police academy, supposed to be on the side of protecting our citizens, and he is doing something that was diabolical and something inappropriate that he was not supposed to be doing. And lo and behold, I don't know if it's karma or what you call it, he ended up getting caught in the back seat with a female detainee, and they subsequently did some tests and found semen on his belt and his pants. He had no other decision to make but to resign. It is amazing in today's time how people could have the certain hubris or arrogance to think with technology's advancements, surveillance cameras, GPS systems, this would be no different if an Uber or Lyft driver decided to partake in a sexual act with a customer that they picked up. Uber and Lyft is following you all the way from the pickup to the destination point and delivery. If your car stops, they're going to know. They're going to send a message saying what's going on. It's no different in the police force. These are police officers, the public safety of our system. How does he not know that he's completely being tracked? His vehicle, GPS, body cam, he turned it off, and then he ends up in the back seat with this woman. What in the world could he be thinking? Luckily, if the only thing that took place was for him to be fired, he is lucky as all get out because he could have been arrested and charged with several crimes. This is an unfortunate situation. This former SDPD officer, Anthony Hare, who had recently been on the force, made a tremendous mistake. This sounds very similar to many of these teachers that are having inappropriate relationships with students, and they're using TikTok, Snapchat, thinking things are going to go away, texting students, and there's an entire trail of criminality that is taking place. This is no different in this situation. You have a teacher who's an authority figure with a student. You have a police officer who's an authority figure with a detainee, and she's female. With the Me Too movement and Survivors Act and all this going on, how in the world did this guy, Anthony Hare, think he was going to get away with this? This is arrogance and hubris at its finest. I just wanted to draw some attention to it. All police officers are not great cops. We got to get rid of the bad seeds. We don't need to defund the police. We just need to defund the bad ones that are in our police force, whether it's shooting innocent citizens or taking advantage of a detainee that he's supposed to take to the jail. He needed to be off the force. If he's starting this within 2 years of being on the force, what do you think he was going to be doing within the next 20 years? There was going to be egregious and aggressive and criminal behavior taking place all day long. Luckily, for the sake of the San Diego citizens, he got locked in the backseat with the female detainee, and he got caught, resigned, and is gone. Let's try to advocate and vet for great police officers, not bad apples. Let's get the bad seeds out, and let's try to make our public safety and our police force healthy and respectable, and make our country a safer and better place. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth in a positive, righteous, and God-fearing way.